Hey guys, how are you? Okay. Give me just a second here to get myself together. I am running behind today, as you can see. Okay. Awesome. Let me get my cards. I don't even have my cards out. That's okay. So, just waiting for some people here to log on, or maybe I won't wait. I'll let the cards tell me when we're ready. I'm sitting here shuffling my cards. So, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a great week. For those of you on YouTube, I'm Robin Link. I'm the creator of Spiritual Perfectionists Anonymous and Unleash Your Powerful Freaking Goddess. You can find me at robinlink.com. And this is your energy forecast. Good morning, Dominique. This is your energy forecast for, let me check these dates again, I always forget, October 19th to October 25th. And these energy forecasts are more than just a reading. So many teachings get downloaded while I'm talking to you guys that it becomes more of a coaching session, more of a lesson kind of thing for you guys to work with. Good morning, Carol. Oh, it's so nice to see you here. You're usually not on. That's exciting. So, all right, let's see what the energy is for the upcoming week. What's the main theme? Okay, first card I pulled was Charisma. Beth is in the house. Hello, Jeanette. Hey. Oh, this is interesting. Good morning, everybody. Oh, I'm finding this so interesting with the ladies who are online and the cards that are coming up. You guys are going to really enjoy this. Genevieve. Hello. All right, you guys ready? This is fun. This is really fun. All right. So, the dominant energy for the upcoming week, October 29th to October 25th, is charisma. You know, that's that natural charm. Nice. Yeah, let's do this. So, we are all going to be set on fire this week. Like, the charm is just going to be oozing. And I love that because the card that goes with charm is romance. And I know a lot of the ladies that I'm looking at right here who are currently live will be very, very happy to hear that. So, you know, you're going to be turning on those lady charms this week, you know. And so here's the thing. We're not talking about the skeevy kind of stuff that's going on in the election stuff. Like, this is about being in that feminine power, right? This is about understanding your femininity and the truth of what being feminine and being a woman and being a powerful freaking goddess means for you. Dominique, you're funny. And that's what it means for you, right? And so, you know, guys, when you hop on, understand that this week they are talking mainly about the women. So, gentlemen, look out, because the ladies are going to be on fire. How freaking cool is that, right? So, this is understanding that you can be strong and you can be feminine, right? And have a relationship. I saw somebody post something the other day that had me screaming screaming. Yeah, Dominique, yes, right? So it had me, oh my God, I was like, it was in my Facebook feed and I was all by myself and I'm like, no. And somebody was talking about how she found, she knows who her soulmate is and he's already in her life, and all she has to do is tone herself down a little bit because she intimidates him. Ladies, 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 if your man is intimidated by you, he's not your man. He cannot handle you. What the hell do you want to be in another relationship, in another situation, at another time in your life where you have to make yourself small? Bullshit. Bullshit. Any relationship, okay? And I'm talking heterosexual here, so let me rephrase this, okay? Any freaking relationship where you have to make yourself small is not your relationship. Period. I don't care if it's family, I don't care if it's friends, and I don't care if it's romantic relationship. Oh, hell no. Good, Carol. But, and I don't care if it's heterosexual, I don't care if it's bisexual, I don't care if it's homosexual, I don't fucking care. Hey Allison, if you are making yourself small, that relationship is not for you. Including, let me tell you something, if your relationship with the divine, with God, goddess, whoever you call it, if you are making yourself small in that relationship, then you're not being true to yourself, you're not being true to divinity, and you're not being true to the person that you came here to be. So, this week, that dominant energy is about charisma, because this is so that you can be encouraged to be you, to be that magnetic being that you are, and magnetize and shine in a way that the people who are here to find you and who you are here to find and connect with and live with and have romance with, whether it's love romance, whether it's the romance of life, whether it's a partnership in business. If you make yourself small, then you're not honoring that energy of charisma. You're not able to then find your person, your people. What's the word everybody uses? Your tribe. This is not the week for it. This is the week to call in, bring in, and connect with your people. The people who can handle you. You. The person who's not going to turn around and say, "You're too much, I can't handle you. You're too psychic, you're too pretty, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too funny, you're too energetic, you're too vibrant, you're too radiant, you're too happy." How many people tell you you're too happy? They can't handle it. Oh my God, you're happy all the time, you're driving me nuts. Enough. No more. This is the week of no more. I know you've gotten it, Dominique. I know. I mean, you've told me, you share a little bit about it on Facebook, and I'm sure it's not even close to what's actually going on. So again, this is the week that you are putting your stake in the ground and you are saying no more. I'm not making myself small anymore. I'm going to own that charisma. I'm going to own that charismatic state. I'm going to allow myself to be lovable in whatever way that looks for you. Right? And so for some women, it's going to be being very, very feminine. And for some, hello, Debbie. And for some men, it's going to be really, really masculine. And for some of you, it's going to be something in between. But this is the week, people, where you need to say no more to playing small. Especially if your relationships aren't working. If you are looking for a man, if you are looking for a woman, and they are not showing up, where are you playing small? Where are you not letting your full charismatic energy to shine through? Where are you not allowing your natural charm to come out? Everybody has it. At worst, it was suppressed, and so you forgot. But you have it. You have it. We're all born with it. I mean, look at kids before parents start messing them up. You know, they're charming. They can be very, very charming. I mean, seriously. Who else gets to scream and cry and poop in their diaper and still get loved, right? Because there's a charm to babies. It's just a natural energy that comes out of them. It's a natural charisma. There's something about it, about the energy of a baby that attracts people to them. Even people who don't like kids can't help but stop for a second and be enchanted by a baby. So what's that energy? It's not just that cute tiny little package. What's that energy in there? You know, that's the non-judgmental part. That's where they're not judging themselves yet. And in them not judging themselves, they allow themselves to be who they are. Okay, so charisma is the dominant energy this week, and we have got romance in the picture as well. If you're already in a relationship, you are going to be deepening your relationship more. Okay, unless this relationship is one where you are not being you, where you are making yourself small, where you are not talking to your partner and having open and honest communication with them, unless you're keeping them from seeing all of you, then it's going to hurt more. It's just going to hurt more. So I'll say it again. Any relationship where the other person is intimidated by you, where you are too much for them, that relationship is not aligned with you. You're not here to heal your partner. Yes, that can absolutely, naturally occur. But the purpose of a relationship with another person is not for healing. You're not your partner's healer. You're their lover. You're their friend. And again, healing can be a natural part of the relationship. But it's not what you came here to do. That's not your job. Your job is to be a partner. Stop looking for the people who are broken, who need to be healed. Because that's how you're going to make yourself smaller. You're going to make yourself nice and tiny to fit into the box to make them feel safe. No! You should already feel safe. We've got new beginnings as the next energy that's supporting you guys this week. Yeah, amen, Jen. You've got new beginnings. So you've got charisma. You have got romance. and you have got new beginnings. Yeah, of course you've been there. You're a healer, right? We've all been there. So this is your chance at new beginnings this week, ladies and gentlemen. And after new beginnings, we have the energy of manifestation. Charisma, romance, new beginnings, manifestation. Don't have to be a psychic to understand how to put that one together, right? I mean, seriously. So, you're going to be yourself. You're going to allow your charm to shine through. You are not going to make yourself small. You're going to focus on the romance and the partnership. Because for some of you, it's going to be the romance is more platonic. For some of you, it's more about attracting situations and people who are actually here to help you live your purpose. Whether that's through business, whether that's through friendship, but that's definitely showing up. The current romances that are in play right now, they're going deeper, or it's time for you guys to get real about what's really going on. So I'm not saying if you guys are out of alignment, if you're in a relationship and you're making yourself small and you're playing and things are just not fully in alignment, that the relationship has to end, go goodbye. But you're welcome, Allison. But the thing is, it is going to be about you guys getting real, having that open and honest communication. And ladies and gentlemen, seriously, if you can't talk to your partner, if you can't have an open and honest conversation, and I'm not talking about one where you say, well, you said this, so now I feel like this. It's like, no. It's like, this is what's going on, and this is how I'm feeling. Like, I don't know if that was your intent, but that's how I'm taking it. So can we talk about it? Dominique, your guides are always so freaking on fire. You gotta go, oh man, you're gonna have to start your own videos, I think. But the thing is, seriously, if you can't have that conversation, I mean, I have worked with so many women who've actually had really interesting relationships with their men, and they want something more out of their sex life, and I love it. Do your own videos. I love it, Dominique. Just live streaming. All you need is a phone. It's awesome. And in their sexual relationships, there's been something missing and something lacking, and the women have been too afraid to talk to their men about what they want, about what they'd like to have more of, right? Or maybe about changing things up. And you know, I'm sorry, if your guy can't handle that, you gotta think some stuff. You gotta rethink some stuff. You really do. Maybe you need to learn to start having the hard conversations outside the bedroom first, and ease them into it, and let them see that it's safe and all that kind of stuff. You know, maybe leave your romance novel hanging around, or talk about a scene in the romance novel or something like that, where you can start easing him in and getting him used to having the conversation, right? You know, so I'm not saying that there's no work involved in getting these clear, honest, vulnerable conversations going. And I'm not saying that the guy's ego is not going to be threatened, and that if it is threatened, he's not the right guy for you. However, you need to start making the effort to teach him how to feel safe in those conversations. And the only reason that he needs to feel safe in those conversations is simply because of the dual messages that are always going on. I mean, David and I were talking about this the other day. You know, growing up, the guy, you know, guys have historically been shamed by women when they don't want to date them, you know. Women can be really cruel, you know. The fat guy goes up to the pretty girl and asks her out on the date, and, you know, he got that courage, and they all look at him and laugh, like, are you freaking kidding me? You know, so it's no wonder there's so much confusion about men and about relationships in general, right? Because you know, like, so many people are trying to put this, trying to fit it all in a box when it really doesn't fit in a box at all. You know, so communication, good communication, clear communication, vulnerable communication deepens your relationship. It will absolutely deepen your relationship. You may have to ease into it. Don't confuse the easing into the conversation with your man not being able to handle you. Don't confuse the two. The conversation can be intimidating. That's fine. But if he's intimidated by you, oh, bullshit. Go get a real man. Seriously. You ladies are way too powerful. And you know what, men? You are also too powerful for a woman who is going to make herself small to fit into a box. Because you're going to get bored. You are seriously going to get bored. And all too often I see strong women with weak men. And it's interesting to me because it can work. It can. It rarely works, but it can. If the man is willing to step up, it can work. If he can truly be her emotional support, it can work. You know, and I'm not talking about a situation where the woman is just more outgoing and she might even be the breadwinner and that kind of stuff. The guy can still hold his own. If he can still hold his own emotionally and he still, you know, brings a solid piece of himself to the table, you know, then fine, you're not looking at a weak guy. You know, you're just looking at a situation where the roles are not typical. Does that all make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, somehow or another, this turned into a lesson in relationships. But that's it. Charisma this week. Allow your natural charisma and charm. Easy for me to say. Allow your natural charisma and charm to shine through so that you can attract the partners, the romantic partners for sure, and the other partners who are here to partner with you in life to show up. New beginnings. So, new relationships, new starts to relationships, endings in relationships so that you get the new beginning in life, and manifestation. The energy of manifestation is here, right? So between using the charm to manifest the new beginning in the relationship that and you're looking to have, but also not from a space of lack. As humans, we are wired to have to want to have connections. We are wired for love, right? And so when we don't feel like we are getting being fulfilled enough in other areas of our lives, yep, doors closed on the old stuff, Genevieve, absolutely. When we don't feel filled up enough from the other areas of our lives, then we can start the loneliness creeps in, and then it becomes desperate. And so now you're not being charismatic, now you're being desperate. You know, the other thing that I see too many women go through is, you know, they forget that they get to say yes or no. to a man, or whatever your romantic partnership is. Like they forget. It's like, oh, nobody's gonna like me and blah blah blah. First of all, ladies, you get to ask guys out too. Enough with this. Oh, but I want to be asked out. Enough. If you're over 20, you've probably been asked out at least once. If you haven't, then we're talking about a whole other thing. But if you've been asked out, if the guy has made the first move before in any of your relationships, awesome. You had the experience. Go for something new. Guess what? You can ask a guy out. I know. Throws everything off. Now Miss Strong Woman is going, but, oh, I want to be wined and dined. You can still be wined and dined. You can still be wined and dined. And let me tell you something. My ex-husband, I kind of forced him to go out with me. Oh my God. I had no idea it was going to go romantic, and I was in a desperate point at that time in my life. I was 21. I thought I wasn't ever going to get married, whatever. So I just, made myself fall in love with all the places where the friendship was good. The friendship was really cool, but the rest of it wasn't, and I ignored it. But, I browbeat the guy into going out with me. He was always like just mopey and sad and whatever else, and it was Christmas time, and my life wasn't going great then either, but I was like, just come on, let's go out, let's go, I don't know, we went to some kind of burger joint, whatever, and we hit it off, and and things went to where they went. So Genevieve, you've been the pursuer, and now you'd like to be pursued and courted. Okay, cool. You still might have to make that first move. And the other thing is, have you been the pursuer or have you been chasing and grabbing? There's a whole other energy there. David and I were really good friends for a long time. And the way the story goes, basically, is I was going out to California to take a class. And so I said to him, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be out there. Do you want to meet up? And that's all it was. Yeah, both, right. See, and that's all it was. And so that's just like it's not a chase. It's not a pursuit. It's just an invitation. Hey, do you want to get together? Now, the way the story goes, like, he swears I kissed him first. I don't know. He constantly swears that. I have no clue. Hey, Evie. But there's a difference between that pursuing and courting. You can still, and let me stick with David for a second. So I went out to him, hey, let's meet up. Our situation was a little different. I won't even get into that part of the story right now, but the thing is, he wined and dined me the whole time I was there. Not in the typical sense. He's not that kind of guy. It wasn't flowers and wine and stuff like that. But I was there taking some classes. And so at the end of the day, when I was exhausted from going through all this deep healing, being in class for 8 hours a day for 11 days straight. Oh my God. It was exhausting. And, talk about ripping your heart out and putting your emotions on the table. When you're doing that kind of healing work and that kind of stuff, you're exhausted at the end of the day. And I would come home. He usually would pick me up because we were sharing a car while I was out there. And you know, he'd have dinner cooked. He would have, kind of a mood set at the house. He would just listen to me when I got in the car. He just, would sit when we got home and let me process my butt off. That's courting. That's true courtship. Not this bullshit of showing up with roses at the door. Okay? That's what we see in the movies. Those are gestures. They're kind gestures. I appreciate those gestures. Believe me, when he gets me some flowers or whatever, especially when it's out of the blue, I really appreciate it. But, if you saw my Facebook post yesterday, he got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, did not have to get up. He made my breakfast. He made my lunch. He had my coffee waiting for me in my office because I put in 2 hours of work. When I'm working out of the house, I put in a good 2 hours of work at home first. And so my coffee was waiting at my desk. He took care of the dogs. And this is soup to nuts. Like this is not I want sex kind of a thing. Like, this is how he treats me. Most of the time, he's home from work before I am, just because of the way our schedules are. He's cooking dinner, I'm going to tell you, 5 nights out of 7. And it was funny, because today he's like, I really don't feel like cooking, but the reason that I'm making breakfast this morning, when we were both home, is because I know that if I don't make breakfast, you're just going to eat shit. You're just going to go find some kind of crap in the house and you're going to eat it. That is courtship. Big difference. Get your head out of your butt. I love you. But get your head out of your butt and stop buying into the movies and the novels. Those are fantasies. And I'll tell you something. My ex used to do the flowers all the time. He used to do that kind of stuff. Right? Nice guy. Never once did he tell me he loved me. And when I was down, when I was depressed, when my mother died, when I got kicked out of the family business, and I was in such a deep depression that I was literally contemplating suicide, and I know many of us have been there, to the point that I couldn't get out of bed, to the point where I was on 2 antidepressants, an anti-anxiety medication, and a mood stabilizer, just to make it so that I could get my kids to the bus stop. Literally, that was my life. The man who brought me flowers was like, get out of bed, stop it already. Really? I just lost my entire life. Let me grieve a little bit? How about some support? I don't even have my mother to lean on anymore. My father was like one of my best friends. You don't get this? You don't understand this. I had a nervous breakdown. Get out of bed. Stop playing. Take your flowers and shove them up your ass. Get the difference between courtship and fantasy. You're well aware of the fantasy? Good. Stop looking for it. You want the fantasy? Then you're going to get a fantasy relationship. And you know what that means? It ain't real. Charisma, romance, new beginnings, manifestation. If you're watching me, you're getting the real. So what this means this week is you guys have the opportunity to be your true charismatic self, to allow your true charm, which is all of you, to shine through, to attract the romance, the new beginning to your current romance. You can manifest it, the ending to your current romance, so that you can get something better, or the partnerships. But people, get real. Stop buying into the books. Stop buying into the movies. Stop buying into the fucking fairy tales, because that's why you're not happy. That's why you're not fulfilled. That's why you don't have what you want. And that's why you don't know what you freaking want. Get real. Okay? All of you guys, enough with telling me, I know, I know, I know. Because you don't know. Because if you did know, you wouldn't be doing it. You know it here. You don't know it here. And it's time for you guys to truly get aligned with your actual dreams. Not the bullshit fantasy. Doesn't mean that you can't have some fantasy in the relationship. Role play in bed. Whatever. Write cute notes to each other. But have the conversations. For the love of God, have the conversations. Express your needs, not demand. And see if your partner can step up. And then give them the opportunity to express their needs, and see if you can step up. It's a two-way street. All right. That is it for Robin's rant today. Maybe that's what I need to call it. When I post this in the group, I'll give you the YouTube link. If you feel like this was helpful to you, I'd really appreciate that you share. If you feel like the group is helpful to you, I'd really appreciate it if you'd invite people to join us. And in the meantime, if you haven't signed up for it yet, Writing Your Dreams into Reality, which is what's going to help you get real about what you want, why you want it, where you're fantasizing, where your obstacles are, then join us for 30 days. Last card was manifestation, Genevieve. Then join us for 30 days. It's at your own pace, gets delivered via email, and it's freaking cheap, $47. And if you see what I'm doing here, well, I'm going to help you do this for yourself so that you don't need me to kick your ass all the time. So that you don't need me to give you the reality check. Because once you have the reality check and then you combine it with your faith and inspired action, that's where you're going to get that fulfilled life. That's where your dreams come true. Not your fantasies, your dreams. The dreams that were instilled in you by the divine. So I'm going to post the link on the page, but it's called Writing Your Dreams into Reality. You can find it on my website. If you go to robinlink.com and click services, and that's it. I'm sure I'll be popping in the group again this week. I much prefer talking than writing, but I'm also trying to not talk for so long. Today I didn't do so great at that, but you know, it was coming through. So I love you all, and I will see you in the group. Bye.